There lived one boy. His mom and dad were always at work, so no one watched him. Children from the younger classes were very afraid of him, because the boy often bullied them and took money from them. But most of all, the boy drove one girl crazy. This girl had black hair and the same black eyes, and that's why she was nicknamed Gypsy. Or maybe she really was a gypsy. She had no parents and was brought to school by an old woman whose back was curved like a question mark. No one knew what the boy had done to the girl, but no one stood up for her, because the girl had no friends at all at school. One time they even called the boy's parents to the principal's office after the boy tripped the girl and she fell and broke her nose bloody. But that didn't help. On the contrary, the boy started to drive the girl even harder. Once he even pushed the girl right in front of the old woman. And when the old woman began to scold him loudly, he only laughed, because he knew that she could not keep up with him. "Wait," said the old woman, "I know who will punish you." The next night the boy had a dream. He and several other children were lying bound on the stone floor. The boy was scared, but he could not understand why. He twisted his head around trying to get a good look at someone he couldn't see, but he could hear their heavy breathing and creepy, whistling laughter. The boy also saw a large wooden table stained with red and black paint, and behind the table he could see the black womb of a furnace where the flames roared. "It's not paint," the boy suddenly realized, "but blood." The dream was terrible, but it was only a dream, which was immediately forgotten in the morning. The next night, however, the boy found himself in the same dream again, and even began to guess where the blood on the table came from and why the fire was made in the furnace. The boy stayed at home all day. He was very scared. At night he tossed and turned for a long time, afraid to sleep. But when he fell asleep, his fear became even greater, because he finally saw the one who was breathing so hard. He was huge and fat. His knotted arms were covered with unhealed, blood-oozing wounds sewn with coarse threads. There was a mask on his face, but the boy immediately recognized those eyes behind the mask. Such black eyes he had seen in the gypsy girl and the old woman who used to come to school for her. The fat man looked at the children lying tied up on the floor and began to count loudly. "Men, beasts, I am nobody. You think that's all?" When the boy woke up in the morning, he dressed quickly and ran straight to school. He realized who could save him. He would ask for forgiveness. He would beg them. He waited outside the school for 3 hours before it became clear that the gypsy girl would not come, which meant that the old woman would not come either. And at night he found himself in the same dream again. The fat man was counting his counting card again, pointing his finger at the children lying on the floor. "Men, beasts, I am nothing. You think that's everyone. Sticks, stakes, darkness, nobody wants me." All the next day the boy tried to find out where the gypsy girl and the old woman lived. But the children looked at the boy and couldn't understand anything. None of them knew such a girl. Even the teachers shook their heads negatively, and the principal himself could not remember that he had called the boy's parents to school, and the boy's parents remembered nothing. And when the boy told them about the terrible dream, they only shrugged their shoulders and said that dreams are not real and nothing will happen to him. The boy lay in bed all night and tried not to sleep, but even when he lay with his eyes open, he could hear the fat man continuing his counting. "Men, beasts, I am nothing. You think that's all. Sticks, stakes, darkness. No one wants me. Rats, worms. Life is a game. I've fallen into nothing." When it began to lighten outside the window, the voice faded. The boy could barely get out of bed. He wanted to sleep badly, but he knew he had to find the gypsy girl. Gotta go to school again. Gotta ask the other kids. Maybe someone will remember. And if they don't remember, the boy will go around the whole town, ask everyone. But he will find the girl and the old woman all the same, because he already knew who the counting rhyme would point to in his dream. The boy's parents had gone to work, and no one saw that the boy fell asleep sitting on the bed with one pant leg pulled up. And if someone had seen, they could hardly wake him up. "People, animals, I'm nobody. You think that's all. Sticks, stakes, darkness, no one wants me. Rats, worms, life is a game. I've fallen into nothing. Light, dawn and silence, you'll never wake up."